If you are in the final weeks of pregnancy, you will likely have one big pressing question on your mind. When am I going to go into labor? And the truth is, nobody can predict when labor will start, but I can help you to know how to read the clues that your body is giving you. Because your body doesn't go from pregnancy to labor in one sudden movement. At least most of the time it doesn't. It prepares over days and sometimes weeks. It starts sending signals that things are starting to shift. So today I'm going to walk you through 7 of those signals, what they are, why they're happening, and what they actually mean. Not to freak you out, but to help you recognize what your body is already doing. By the way, I'm Diana. I'm a physician assistant specialized in women's health and gynecology and a mama to 4. I've seen a lot of labors begin and been through one myself. My other 3 were C-sections. So subscribe and then let me know in the comment section how far along you are. So let's talk about what to actually watch for. But before we get into it, one thing that I need to say up front. None of these signs on their own means that labor is starting right now. Some show up weeks before. Some women notice all 7 of these signs and still continue to wait. And then others have almost none and then go quickly into labor. But what these signs tell you is that your body is in the process of preparing, and they're definitely worth knowing, but they're not a countdown clock. Sign number 1, the baby drops. Now you might hear your provider call this lightening or engagement. It means that the baby has descended lower into your pelvis, moving into position for labor. And here's the thing that most women don't realize. This one change causes 2 completely opposite experiences at the same time. On one hand, you can actually breathe easier because the baby has moved down away from your diaphragm and your rib cage and your lungs. And that pressure under your ribs that's been there for weeks, it really eases up. And some women describe that like they can finally take a full breath. On the other hand, the pressure on your bladder gets much worse. The baby is now sitting lower right on top of your bladder. So suddenly you are running to the bathroom constantly and the baby is using your bladder as a punching bag. Both of those things kind of happen all at once. That is called lightening. And for first-time moms, this often happens 2 to 4 weeks before labor. But for women who've had babies before, it sometimes doesn't happen until labor actually starts. Your body already knows what to do and kind of skips the preview. So if your provider says, hey, the baby has engaged at a late appointment, that's what they mean. It's a good sign. It means that things are moving. Sign number 2, your cervix starts to change. Now, at your late pregnancy appointments, your provider may do what's called a cervical check. It's an internal exam to see if your cervix is starting to prepare for labor. They'll probably use 2 words, and I want you to know them: effacement and dilation. Now, most women hear these numbers and have absolutely no idea what they mean, and you're gonna learn right now. Effacement is the thinning of the cervix. During pregnancy, your cervix is long, somewhere about 3 to 4 centimeters, and it's firm and it's closed. Think of the tip of your nose. That's roughly the consistency. As labor approaches, your cervix softens and shortens and thins out. So you'll hear that described as a percentage. So like 50% effaced means that your cervix is half as thin as it was before. 100% means that it is fully thinned and you're ready to go. Dilation is how open the cervix is, and that is measured in centimeters. So 0 is closed, and 10 centimeters is fully dilated, and that's when you push. Now here's the part that I really want you to hear. Being 2 centimeters dilated at 37 weeks does not mean that labor is happening soon. Some women walk around at 3 to 4 centimeters for weeks, and then others can go from 0 to fully dilated in hours. Now, cervical dilation before labor is not a reliable predictor of when things start. What it does tell you is that your body is doing the work and the cervix is responding. So the process has begun, even if the timeline is completely unpredictable. Sign number 3 is what's called bloody show. Now, before you panic at the name, which it's not really my favorite name, but let me explain what it means, because the name is dramatic and the reality is much less so. So during pregnancy, a thick plug of mucus kind of covers your cervix, and it helps to protect inside the uterus from infection. And as the cervix starts to soften and efface, like we just talked about, that plug starts to loosen and then it can come out. And when it does, it can look like discharge that's tinged pink or brown or red from the small blood vessels in the cervix. That is what's called a bloody show. Now, it might come out all at once as a single, visible, thick, gel-like discharge, or it might come out gradually over several days as increased discharge with a pink or brown tinge. Both are completely normal and both mean your cervix is actively changing. Now, time-wise, and I want to be straight with you here, time-wise, the bloody show can happen days before labor or weeks before. It tells you that your cervix is changing, but it does not tell you that labor is starting today. Now, what is worth calling your provider about is if you have bright red bleeding that's any heavier than just light spotting. That's different from bloody show. So small amounts of pink or brown tinged mucus, that's probably your mucus plug, not an emergency. Sign number 4, Braxton Hicks are getting more intense. Now, you've probably been having Braxton Hicks or practice contractions for weeks. That's that tightening sensation across your belly that comes and goes without any real pattern. Your uterus is practicing, it's warming up for labor. And in the final weeks of pregnancy, a lot of women notice them getting stronger and more frequent and also more uncomfortable. And that's totally normal. That's your uterus continuing to prepare. This is also where the question becomes, hey, is this real labor or is this just a Braxton Hicks contractions? So here is how to tell. Braxton Hicks are irregular. They don't follow a consistent pattern, and they often stop if you change positions or walk around, lay down for a few minutes, or get a big drink of water. The discomfort also tends to stay in the front of your belly, and they don't keep getting stronger over time. Now, real contractions are regular and they follow a pattern that gets more consistent and more frequent over time. They don't stop when you rest or when you change positions. Also, the sensation often starts in your lower back and wraps around to the front, and then they progressively intensify. Often each one is stronger than the last one. Now, if you feel like you are having labor contractions, the rule that most providers use is what's called the 5-1-1 rule. This is really important. So if you are having contractions 5 minutes apart, lasting 1 minute each for at least 1 hour, it's time to call your medical provider or just head into your labor and delivery unit. So write that down, 5-1-1. Okay, sign number 5, which is the nesting instinct. Now, you've probably been exhausted for weeks. And then suddenly at 38 weeks, you are reorganizing your pantry in the middle of the night, and you genuinely cannot tell me why. That is nesting, and it is absolutely a real phenomenon. In the last few weeks of pregnancy, women get this sudden surge of energy combined with almost an impulsive urge to prepare everything. And it's driven by hormonal shifts, so rising estrogen and oxytocin affecting your motivation and your protective instinct kicking into high gear. Is it a sign that labor is coming soon? Honestly, no, not reliably. Some women nest a few days before labor, some nest for weeks. It means that your body and your brain are preparing, not that labor is imminent. What I will say is this: if the nesting energy hits, use it wisely. Install the car seat, maybe pack the hospital bag if you haven't already done so, make freezer meals, but don't run yourself into the ground because you're gonna need a lot of energy for something far more demanding very soon, which is labor. Sign number 6, loose joints, pelvic pressure, and feeling that things are just shifting. In the last few weeks of pregnancy, a lot of women notice that their hips are more achy and their pelvis is feeling very heavy. Sometimes even a sensation like something is going to fall out of you. I know that sounds alarming, but I promise it's not. Also, your walk might change. I know you've seen it. It's the pregnancy waddle. Things just feel different and more uncomfortable down there. And here is what's happening. So throughout pregnancy, your hormones, including one specifically called relaxin, has been gradually softening and loosening the ligaments around your pelvis. This is completely intentional because your pelvis needs to be able to expand and shift to allow the baby to move through. And in the final weeks, as the baby descends and puts more pressure on the pelvic floor, these effects become way more pronounced. And the result is that heaviness, that pressure, and also that achiness that we so often feel later in our pregnancy. It's not comfortable. Trust me, I know. But is your body doing exactly what it needs to do to prepare the pathway for birth? But here's what helps. A pregnancy support belt. Warm baths, not hot baths, just warm baths, gentle movement, and changing positions often. But what doesn't help is worrying that something is wrong. This is preparation. It's not a problem. So just keep that in mind. Sign number 7, your sleep and your energy shift in the days before labor. This is one that's harder to describe because it's kind of subtle. But a lot of women looking back after their birth notice something was just different a day or two before labor started. Some women get a final burst of energy, almost like that nesting instinct, but more focused. It's kind of like a sense of wanting to tie up loose ends, get things done, and clear the decks. Others feel totally the opposite. Fatigue, like a bone deep fatigue that feels different from regular pregnancy tiredness. Like the body is saying, we're just going to conserve all the energy that we have for what's coming. And a lot of women notice sleep changes, more restless than usual. They're waking up more frequently and they're unable to get comfortable, even more than the normal uncomfortableness. And they often notice this a night or two before labor begins. Now, is this a precise predictor? Obviously not, just like all the other ones that I talked about. But if something feels different in those final days, even if you can't quite put your finger on it, pay attention to that because your often body knows before you consciously do. Before I do a recap, there are a few situations where you should call your medical provider regardless of what signs you are or are not seeing. So you feel a gush or a steady trickle of clear or pale fluid, call your medical provider immediately. If you have that contraction pattern that I talked about, the 5-1-1 pattern, call your medical provider or go in. If you have bright red vaginal bleeding, heavier than just light spotting, call your medical provider. If you just notice that your baby isn't quite moving as much as you expect them to, call your medical provider or go in. If you have a severe headache, vision changes, or significant swelling in your face or your hands, these are often symptoms of something called preeclampsia. Don't wait, call your medical provider. All right, so that was 7 signs. So let's just do a real quick recap. Number 1, the baby drops. You can breathe easier, but you have to pee more often. Number 2, cervical changes. And remember, effacement is thinning and dilation is opening. Number 3, bloody show, which is that mucus plug releasing and where you will see pink or brown discharge. Number 4, Braxton Hicks, contractions intensifying. Remember, real contractions are regular and get progressively more intense. Braxton Hicks contractions do not get more regular and usually go away with rest or hydration. Number 5, nesting, which is burst of energy. So use that energy wisely to get things done. Number 6, loose joints and pelvic pressure. And then finally, sleep and energy shifts. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to Diana in the Pink. And if you didn't already know, I do have a free pregnancy and new mama community. It's a place where you can go talk about your symptoms with other mamas in the exact same situation as you are. This community is amazing, and I would like to invite you to come be a part of it. I will put a link in the video description, but if you want to know the signs that labor is actually starting, I've done a video all about that as well, and I'm going to link to that right here. Click on that, and I will see you over there.